For those of you who don't tend to follow the scuffles across the pond a bit too much, or at least have a reasonable idea for who Trump or DeSantis is and the massive war that has currently sort of gone on in America, then this video is sort of for you. So this comes from a very much British view. So sorry about that. From well across the pond myself. This is hilarious because if you're Ron DeSantis, currently at the moment, you are incredibly annoyed because you could have been potentially a successor to Donald Trump. The only problem is your successor will just not go away. Or at least your predecessor will just not go away, shall we say. And because of this, it is causing massive, massive acrimony because a lot of Republicans have seen and recognized just how bad Trump is and want to ditch him. The problem is there's still a large section of the party that still supports Trump, that believe the big lie. And because of that, DeSantis has been pretty much blocked out potentially. Now, here's what I would do if I were DeSantis. I would let Trump run. But in the meantime, I would be quietly courting Republicans saying, yeah, it should have been me. It should have been me this year. I could have won against Biden. Meanwhile, while all that's happening, as DeSantis, you just snipe at Trump from the sidelines. And when he inevitably loses, you just come out and said, well, yeah, we always knew he was going to lose. You know, you should have gone with me, guys. And of course, bear in mind, DeSantis is not someone who is good. He's not someone who himself should probably be president because DeSantis has a lot of very worrying connections to Christian nationalism. Certainly has been doing a lot of very fascist stuff in Florida. So, as someone who potentially could be America's next president, potentially in the future, not really someone you want in. However, there is someone who could absolutely destroy DeSantis' career. And it's not a someone, or it is technically a someone, and that someone is Mickey Mouse. Yes, it's Disney. You do not F with the mouse. And DeSantis is currently publicly very much feuding with Disney. And this is highly unusual for a Republican to go after such a big company, especially when such a big company is like, I think in Disney, it's sort of like one of the number one employers in Florida. So you do not mess with them. Now, admittedly, I think a lot of liberals, certainly in Florida, or people on the left in Florida, will find themselves in a bit of a sticky situation about supporting Disney over DeSantis. But to be honest, if you want to defeat DeSantis, you want to get him out as governor, then you should look at supporting Disney. And if you were a member of the Democratic or of the Democrats in America, I'd be right now trying to court Disney to try and get some of that donation money funneled into the Democratic Party, because there's a big opportunity to really not only completely destroy DeSantis, I think, but also really get a lot of other Republicans out. Because if you have this Disney support, well, it could prove a massive, massive weapon overly much for the Democrats if they use it right. But yeah, this war that DeSantis is having with Disney And the fact that recently they've just pulled $1 billion potentially and a load of jobs. And no, we're not talking hospitality jobs. They're talking about white collar jobs, tech industry jobs that Disney was going to bring to Florida. But because DeSantis has decided to, well, go to war with Disney, those jobs aren't heading there anymore, which has upset a lot of Floridians, I suppose you could call them, because they want more in the state than just hospitality jobs. And Disney was about to provide those. So, admittedly, I will say this now, Disney is not the best company in the world, but sometimes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And sometimes in politics, you have to ally. Sometimes, with a company like Disney, if you want to defeat Ron DeSantis, and yeah, Disney might be very bad in some areas as a company. Absolutely, I will not disagree with that. But to be honest, if you can team up with Disney to defeat DeSantis, who would be a far, far bigger threat to not only just people in Florida, but all over America. For this one time, in order to defeat DeSantis, then it's worth breaking bread with, with Disney over this and seeing what can be done to defeat DeSantis. Because I guarantee you, Disney is looking at this. I guarantee you, Disney is looking into a way where how they can defeat DeSantis. It's an opportunity that I do not think, the left in America should potentially look at wasting. But hey, there you go. So let me know what you think down below. And of course, as always, please do remember to click on the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, we'll see you all next time.